So with this haircut, so I'm working with disconnection. Now the disconnected panel is kind of like almost, if you want to say a bit of like a teardrop going through here. Now, just because Margina, she tends to wear it a little bit more this way, sort of, and hence why this side of working with the disconnection. And in the back, I'm going to be working. I've already started cutting this side here in the back, just for the essence of time. I've been working with horizontal sections, working my way up, just to about the occipital bone area, or the middle part of the ear. Then I worked with vertical sections, stopping right to behind the ear by the mastoid process bone. So then I'm going to be working, and you'll see, just because I really want to flatten where the shape of the head is, this is the parietal ridge, that bit of a bump area. Now, we tend to see it, especially, for myself and Margina, our background is Eastern European, so Polish. So the head shapes tend to be a little bit more wider in the parietal ridge area. So I want to be able to go from shorter to longer to reduce that weight from the disconnection. So I will be taking vertical sections, working through here, and you see I will be slightly lifting up my fingers to almost keep some weight in the perimeter. So I'm going to be going from shorter to longer there. Now, making sure that with my guideline, now some people might say, oh, am I doing a traveling guideline? No, what I'm doing is I will grab hair from my previous section, and by doing that, I'll have my guide. So see, I'm slightly tilting my fingers up. By working over my fingers, I'm able to achieve this. Now, with this type of style, you can go dramatically shorter, meaning, so you could do clipper work, you can do scissor over comb, you could do clipper over comb. The choice is yours. So depending on what the client's requesting, or what suits their head shape or their hair texture. Now I'm going to continue. See, just by tilting up. Now, Jen, is there anyone watching yet? Yeah, perfect. Oh, awesome. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section. And yeah, so, but I'm absolutely really I love doing her hair because it's, one, she's got fabulous bone structure, but also the texture itself. Now, when we are cutting hair that's a bit more curlier, what happens is that you'll see the shorter you go, the straighter it will get, because I'm cutting off the curl. Now, when we take the top down, where we're going to maintain some length, you're going to see the curls pop out. So this is going to be a really cool style. Now, I mean, even though it might feel like, oh, it's a very kind of strong hairstyle, there's actually multiple different ways you can style it. So you can also style like kind of like a pompadour. You could do like, like a side parting. You could do it like very sleek, very textured, very messy, very 80s. So especially if you love 80s, you love big hair, you could definitely do this. So it's just a lot of fun, and that's why I love doing her hair, even though, not just she has amazing hair, but she also has a beautiful personality that matches such cool hair. So I'm now going to be cross-checking this. So now, since I did vertical, I'm now going to be using horizontal sections to cross-check. Now, at this point here, I'm going to keep my elbow to my rib cage, and I'm going to be working inside my fingers. Now, normally, if what can also happen, just say another way to check this is that you can actually stand opposite side and working over your fingers. And that would also, especially when you're working towards the bottom area, maybe possibly if you're working on a longer length of style. I'm going to continue. The reason why by working over, what happens is you're actually dropping out that outline. So that's a great way to check your haircuts, but without sacrificing the outline. So I'm just going over, I'm just cross-checking that. Same thing, going back. I'm just taking this little, just really, just polishing it off here. And this is something you can do, like I said, you know, this type of style, men, women, curly, straight. You could do it much shorter. You could do it with clippers, scissors. You could do whatever, razor cut. I mean, the choice is yours. I mean, really just, you know, there's no, what's the best way I could say it? There's no right or wrong way. You know, I think it's, once again, it's really focusing on your client, you know, and the thing is, we have to kind of concentrate on developing our relationship with the most important person in the salon or barbershop, which is the returning client. Okay, so by offering different type of ideas, you know, for example, it's like recommending what type of products would suit this type of style as well. So today we're going to be working with some curl products on the top and also working with a diffuser. And this is something that we can show, you know, your clients how to style their hair at home, because a lot of people do not know how to work with their own curly hair. All right. So Jen, are there any comments or questions yet? Okay. All right. So please tell us where you're watching from, and I'll give you a big shout out. Yeah. So right now I'm just going to be opening up this area here in the temple area. Just by using the very tip of my scissors. Now you can use a trimmer, you can use clippers if you want. You know, if usually on a guy, we might use a straight razor. So the choice is, you know, it's endless. Okay. Now just by opening that up here, I'm going to be brushing this down. Now, because it's quite a little bit bulky in that area, I'm just going to be working this way, if you see. There we go. So I'm still able to keep that length down there, but I'm just going to reduce that heaviness right there by taking a vertical section. And by doing so, I'm just going to reduce that weight, so especially by that temple area, so it's not going to be bothering her.
Jen watching from Sweden.
Oh, cool. Hello, Jen.
And C.A. Klopper watching from Buckingham.
Oh, wow.
And then Wolf Barber from Broadway.
Oh, yeah, down south. Yeah. You're asking the right. Don't ask me. I can't pronounce anything correctly, so. Okay, so at this point here, I'm just going to just kind of clean this up near the ear, and then I'm going to proceed to do the opposite side. And then I'm going to be doing it the exact same way. So you're going to see the way I'm going to approach the other side, especially from the back into the transition to the sides. And then after that, then you're going to see me really work the hairline, and then we're going to proceed to the top. But yeah, no, it's great to hear from everyone around the world. Once again, so if you have any questions or anything, but also just to let you know as well, I'm launching my online course for barbering. Great for hairdressers that want to learn barbering, or absolute beginners, or for barbers that have experience. They want to go back to the basics, you know, really in-depth knowledge. So that's going to be launched in January. And there should be a link in the comments section. So I'm offering, you can see one of the free video tutorials that we have offered. So for free education, you can check out the free video in the link. Now I'm just going to, like I said, now I'm just refining this. I'm just using the very tip of my scissors. The reason why is I want to still, even though this is a shorter style, I still want to give a tiny bit of feminine feel to it, even though it's like a strong shape. The reason why is because I just still want to like find that balance between having strength and softness at the same time. So you can kind of see that type of shape that I'm creating here. So just gotta make sure I don't. Yeah, here we go. Don't want to cut her hair. Not right now. I'm just checking this here, and you see what will end up happening is the shape when we check it is going to be going from shorter to longer. So that will help give a feeling of like almost like a triangular shape. Now, like I like to do with barbering, I love working on dry hair because it really just helps just give this feeling of I feel like I'm an artist. I'm sculpting it, and that's what we're doing as barbers and hairdressers. We artists. How artists work with their minds, their heart, and their hands. And same thing. Sorry, um, Margina here. She owns this amazing wine bar and coffee house called Ante here in Edinburgh, Scotland, and the place is so beautiful. And it's like she's an artist with the food she makes and the coffee. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. So if you ever come to Edinburgh, check out Ante Coffee House. It's absolutely brilliant. So you can see right there, guys, I'm just going back over here, just checking with horizontal sections. And then you'll see then if I need to, I can either use a razor, I can use blending scissors or thinning scissors just to really help just take off a little bit of the weight in that area and to really kind of fine tune everything. So let me just bring her on over so you can see the other side. Cool. Are people still watching, Jen? Oh, wow, wicked. Now, what's going to happen here? So I'm now going to be working with horizontal sections. So just to show you in the back, so you can see. Now, the reason why as well, remember, if I go vertical and cut at 45, it might go really inwards because of the nape area. So the reason why I'm doing horizontal and keeping it flat graduation is because I want to kind of still have a little length here. Because of she's a little bit slim, and especially with the curvature of the neck, because it goes inwards, that's why I'm working a flat shape here to help fill in up this area. So it's a little trick you can do, especially if you have clients or guests that have, sorry, I'm going to slightly tilt it so you can see. Okay, I was only tilting it just so you guys can see in the video. Now, as the hair, you can see when dealing with shorter hair, sometimes it could be a little bit tricky with the sectioning. It's okay. So as long as you're going back over it, and you'll find that when you're working with, this is a great technique, especially working and building up the shape here. And like I said, we're going to be doing flat grad, going into vertical sections for the layering. There we go. And I think the thing is, it's when we are cutting hair, once again, I think right now I'm in such a great state, because I'm enjoying doing this right now. And I think that's sometimes one of the hardest things to do is like when I was, so my background is that I used to work at Vidal Sassoon. And when I was training, unless the haircut was creative, I couldn't be bothered, right? Or, I couldn't worry about the hair being wet. All I wanted to do was do it on dry hair. I think that's probably my barbering experience beforehand. And so what happened was that like, it was kind of like you need to try and find that balance of enjoying each haircut you do, no matter what the person looks like or they're requesting, and really just trying to keep a positive, frame of mind because those clients that are, having the haircut or coming to you, they're putting their trust in you to really help, get that really great idea. And I know that sometimes some of the clients are having the same things over and over, waving or long hair, but you can still throw some ideas at them and to get them excited about having the hair done. I mean, in the initial consultation that I did, with my model, what happened was, I did say, is there anything you want to slightly change? She's like, yeah, we could do a slight, a little bit of different change. I was like, okay. So, um, a lot of times, especially when dealing with shorter length of hair, I had to ask her, does she want to wear her hair up at all? Normally she just wears it kind of floppy down because she's, like I said, she owns a couple of businesses. She's always running around, her and her partner are just like everywhere. So she needs a hairstyle that's just the haircut needs to do all the work for her. And with her having natural texture or natural curl, I'm now going to just switch over this way a little bit just to see if that's a little bit easier. Now I will be working with vertical sections, working over my fingers, keeping my elbow up high. But yeah, so if you have any questions, guys, please feel free to ask. So yeah, it's quite, is it quite early in the States right now? What time is it in the States or wherever you're from? What time is it there? What time is it in Sweden? What time is it? But I might be going to the States for education to conduct seminars and classes. I might possibly going to Federico Academy out in Sacramento, California. Hopefully I'll be able to take Jen, my partner in crime, with me, and so be able to hold courses there. So this next year, I'm already getting booked up. I'm doing about 10 or 11 countries so far, which I'm very excited about. And really, just excited about next year. I mean, this year was a very interesting one, I might say. But you know what? The universe wouldn't give you something you couldn't handle, right? So, God, the universe gave me a lot. Now, I can also go back in through here, just like I said, just still working inside my fingers at that point, but keeping it vertical because then what happens is it will just have a slight bend to it. So I can still reduce, like that little bit of bump right there. Going back.
Someone's asking, if you're not professional, can you use the scissors that just cut some hair? I don't know the name in English. Probably thinners.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you can. You could. I mean, that's still technically that's still doing it the professional way. So don't worry. I don't want you to compare yourself to other people's cutting because it's just like, you can be inspired by other people's cutting, but, don't compare yourself to what we see on Instagram or social media. I mean, ideally, we can use the razor, we can use the clippers, we can do scissor over combing. The choice is yours. What I'm doing is I'm just showing you the way that I will approach it. Um, and this is just the way I'm doing it myself. Um, at the same time, I didn't want to go too aggressive on her. Like I said, I still wanted to give still a feminine feeling to it, but with strength. So hopefully that kind of answers the question there. So that was a great question. Remember, you can use whatever you want. If you want to use like a steak knife, yeah, go for it. Why not? use, if you want to use a torch and some fire, yeah, why not? Go for it. Whatever's going to do the job. Once again, focus on the returning client, the client that's going to be happy with the service you're going to be providing. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue here. Just, yeah, like I said, now I will be just, if you see here, I'm just taking this little bit of weight off right here. So the sections I'm doing are going just this way. The reason why is if you can see, because of the shape of the skull by the nape and the mastoid part, that bump here, I just want to kind of let it sit in a little bit. And by doing that, it's just like hopefully it will grow out a lot nicer for her. So, and just going back over. There we go. But yeah, no, great question. Keep on having the questions come out there. So, like I said, I will be doing the hairline after I'm done with the side here. So, there we go. Yeah, so I'm originally from New York, where I grew up and everything, but I've lived in the UK now for about 22 years now, and 21, 22 years, and yeah, so I live in Edinburgh, Scotland. I used to live in England, London, Nottingham, and but I love Edinburgh though. So we get a lot of, believe it or not, there's a lot of Americans that come here as well. So it's my mom loved it. She came for 3 weeks. She wanted to stay. But yeah, so I do miss the American side of things. So hopefully I'll be able to go to Long Beach and definitely check out the shows and everything. So yeah, here we go. Like I said, I'm just cross-checking everything, and then you'll see. Then I'm going to be really breaking into the hairline in the back. Okay, so let's take this time. But yeah. Okay, so with the sides here, let me just come across this way. Now, I'm going to be using a leave-in conditioner spray. So this is kind of like a cutting lotion that I'm using, and that will just help keep the hair nice and moist through the haircut. So I'm just going to bring her on back a tiny bit here. And then, like I said, so I will be working with vertical sections going this way. Now, on this side, what will happen is I will be, my elbow is going to be creating my cutting line. So I'm going to be tilting this up here. So I'm going to continue. Set vertical. It was an imaginary finger coming. It was like a ghost. There we go. Okay, so I will continue again. Like I said, it's by taking vertical sections, but at the same time, I'm going to be elevating my elbow. There we go. And then, like I said, it's going to maintain that overall perimeter shape. Then afterwards, I can go back into it and really refine that. So with this haircut, I have structure to it. So the starting point, where to start, where to finish, and I'm keeping myself in control. So what I mean by that is, I'm not trying to jump around or anything, especially what happens is I really want to be able to keep focused and put a strong foundation underneath here. So when a disconnection comes over. So yeah. Sorry, I had my little chihuahua running around my feet here. So I do apologize if you see like a crazy animal like running around here.
It's too small to reach.
Yeah, so
Probably won't see it.
oh. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to continue. I'm going to work all the way to the front hairline. Now, if the hairline is quite weak, you can do a slight bit of over direction back because that will keep length, but also a little bit of weight there. I'm going to continue. Here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I did on the opposite side, I will be just going to be carving out the temple area. You see. So the best way to do it now, there's a couple different options. So just say if you do struggle with keeping the hair in place, what you can do, what you can do, is everything okay? Is this still filming? Okay. Sorry about this. We're having a little, as always, technical difficulty. So you can put a little hairspray. This is a non-aerosol hairspray. And you can put it very gentle onto the areas you need to cut, especially around the perimeter, and will help keep it in place. So that's a little trick. I usually do that with my barbering. It just helps control the hair. So when you are doing any type of like pressing it down on the skin or so forth, I'm just going to push this down. There we go. Now, once again, so I'm just going to go back over here and just see, like, this is like a work in progress. So, I mean, this is the type of haircut and hair that you want to kind of like develop and everything. It's not something you just want to like, oh, do a quick 5-minute haircut. I mean, that'd be such a waste. It's just, so I'm just going to just take this little bit off here, going back over. Now, once again, just going to just work over my fingers, just for the cross-checking. Go back over. There we go. Just rounding that off, just in the temple area. Now, I can definitely do this on this side because this is where the hair tends to fall. So by taking, you could also even take that a little bit shorter as well. Now, the reason why is not just for like, oh, to be creative. It's just because, so then by taking this shorter, this will lay flatter. So you also have that option because you basically need where the hair is going to go to. So there we go. So it'd be like a little cave, Aladdin's cave there. So, okay. I'm going to go back over here. I can see there's a bit of weight there. So I'm going to go back over here. And here we go. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to blow dry this, and then I just want to make sure this is 100% dry, and that's when I'm going to really refine the whole perimeter shape and just taking some more weight off. Okay, so with this, I will be using a very lightweight blow drying spray. This is called Heat Shield, and what this is really does, it just helps just protect it from the heat. So now this is just like a light protection mist, and it really is very lightweight. So, and what's great about the reason why I use these products is because I do a lot of cutting on dry hair, so I don't want products that are going to like make it sticky, especially when I still have to do more cutting. So I will be using a blow dryer, and the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to keep it on low speed and medium heat. And then I'm just using a vest brush. You could also just use your comb and going back through. And I can also use the nozzle just to keep it flat. That's quite nice when you see this side. You kind of like, you see the way I'm going to show you. It's kind of like a nice sweeping action here. Now I tend to use the best brushes because they're made out of ceramic and they're a lot more calmer on the head. So, and also they last forever. Now, like I said, you can see on this side, if I use the vent brush, it has like a nice, little wave effect to it. So yeah, I mean, you can have a lot of fun with styling hair, and this is something you can talk to your clients about, because even though they might have the same haircut over and over and over for the rest of their lives, but what you can do is you can show them different ways of styling it with different products, and then because then what happens is they get a little bit excited about the hair, and plus yourself as an artist, as a hairdresser, as a barber, you'll get excited as well. So many times inside the barber shop, what happens is we'll do the same haircuts over and over. Let's be honest, a fade, short back and sides. And then the thing is, what we can do is change it up by just showing them a different way of styling, and also maybe a different product, a different type of brush. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to really kind of refine the hairline. You'll see that I'm just going to be going back over it, just kind of clean up some areas. Now, you can do a little bit of scissor combing as well. So with this, I'm actually just using more or less, it's a brand called Bowie from Japan. I'm using a white large tooth comb here with fine side here. So I could then just really just do a little bit of scissor combing just to refine it. Now, a little trick to show you what I like to do with scissor combing. So hopefully everyone's watching. Now, if you like this trick, it's a visual trick. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up in the comment section. Now, what happens is, if you see that white line on the scalp, now that's a really good indicator. So what you're trying to achieve is that you want that white line on the scalp to be perfectly straight across. So if you can see, now, because what happens is, if it's like a baseline, boom, 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 what happens is that the short hair is going to stick out, and then the long hair, which is heavier, is going to pull down. So that's why it will end up looking like a baseline. So what you want to try and do is trying to have it nice and straight. So right now I can see there's a little bit of weight right there. So I can go back over. Okay. So going back over there. Yep, there's a little bit right there. That's a great visual trick you can do to check your scissor combing or your shorter looks for either men or women, or they. So, going around the hairline here, and then I'm going to really fine tune the hairline in the back. I really want to kind of sculpt it in a way that it's just going to make it, a bit more interesting. So I'm going to use the point of my scissors. Now, what happens is, Margina here has kind of like a little bit of like a low hairline. So sometimes you could do is you can actually just do like a little disconnection here. So I can just clean this up here first and just see how that's falling. Oh yeah. So did everyone like the trick with scissor combing? Hopefully that was a good visual aid for you guys. Anyone, Jen? No. No. No one. Okay, I tried. I just got to think of some other useful tricks, maybe. Oh yeah, I remember when I learned it. I remember the day I learned it at Sassoon. So. Now you can also use your trimmers just to kind of clean this up here. Like I said, if you want to use your razor for this, you can. The choice is yours. So. Sorry, we just have a little chihuahua running around here, and he's eating the hair, so. Okay, so then you can also really refine this with a little bit of point cutting. As you can see, you can go back in with horizontal sections. The reason why I'm sticking with horizontal sections is because I still want to build up the shape here. If the hair was extraordinary thick, I'll then be using vertical sections like so to do that. So right now, I kind of just want to still build it up. It's a perfect amount of hair she has. Uh, it's amazing. So I'm just like, I wish I could really have like, I don't know, like a sensor that can tell you and how much I'm enjoying this. So it's just, I love cutting hair. Okay, so I'm going to continue on the opposite side. Now, when doing so, once again, so just checking the balance, making sure that it's okay. And so, like I said, just going back over with the point of my scissors. And this is really just keeping, I really want to keep kind of like that thought process of keeping strength and softness at the same time. Okay, so it's going to be just bringing it up with my trimmers here. I'm using my Andis Slimline Pro. They work great for either men or women, and what I like about them is it's like they have a T-blade design, so it's really great for if you want to do your shaping up or like your hard edges and everything. But they're also really good for also doing working on women's skin as well, because women's skin is actually thinner than men's skin. So it's you want to create you have to be quite careful about the type of equipment we use, especially with the machines when you're working on men and women. You can also do point cutting over comb, especially if you don't like, want to get if you don't want to cut your fingers or anything. So that's a little trick. And if you want to do a little bit of slicing, just to create a little more softness to it. Like I said, you could do the razor. Um, Now let's do the top, just because I am getting, I don't want to run out of time here for you guys. Cool. So here we go. Oh, good. I can give myself a little more room here. So this is something we, like we talk about disconnection, about graduation into layering, like all the techniques that I'm doing. We go into more in-depth knowledge on our new online course coming out in January. Like I said, we have, there will be a link in the comment section. So I believe, and yeah, so okay, so I need to trim up the top because I do feel it does need a little length coming off. Nothing crazy, but nice healthy trim. So I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to take sections across the head like so, but you'll see that since I want to keep weight and length in the front, I will be pulling it back or over directing it back. So making sure I'm using the wide end of my cutting comb so it doesn't I don't want to spring too much, especially with the tension. Now, in this case, I'm just going to use the point of my scissors. By keeping it at an angle, I could take the length off. Then, after I'm done with just trimming up the overall length, I will then go back in and work with texturizing. So I do want to kind of loosen up the curl a little bit and give like a little bit of I don't know, a little more fun to it and kind of create the more chaotic type curls. So working over my fingers, like I said, the closer I get to the front, you'll see that I'll be over directing it back. Yeah. Any more questions, Jen? Anything I need to know?
Comments.
Yeah?
Well, barber topic.
Mm.
So that I can see your passion, love your attention to detail, definitely inspirational watching this.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I really like, you know what it is? It's like also as well, it's what I realize. It's like if you don't really love, like, when you're in life, we only get one life. And I've been doing this since the age of 14. So in February, I turned 49. And so I've been doing this for a long time. And the thing is, it's if you don't do what you love, or if you don't be with the person you love, it's just like why are you going to waste your life? And so now it's like after so many years of doing hair, I mean, I realize like right now I'm really enjoying doing the haircut. Yeah, of course I am. But what my main goal is to hopefully maybe show you guys that maybe some of you might be able to do this type of haircutting techniques and style maybe back in the salon or the barbershop, tomorrow or today or something. And you know what I mean is it's just like it is about like sharing the knowledge, and this is what Hairbrain is about sharing knowledge. I've been doing these free live video tutorials for Hairbrain for quite a bit now, and I have so much respect for Gerard and Randy with what they're, and also the girls in the office like Amy. I have so much respect for them for what they're going through, to help bring education to the world, especially for barbering, hairdressing, coloring, and all, and it's amazing. Um, and I think that's the thing is it's especially, as hairdressers, I mean, we're so much different than those office people, like, the office people, I would imagine they just wait for the Christmas party or like, the new copier to come in, at work or, because they have to fill out the same form over and over. And, life gets a little bit, they punch out, maybe at 5 o'clock. And that's it. I mean, for hairdressers and barbers, each day is like a brand new day. I mean, we get the clients that show up late, that are a bit crazy, that like keep on seeing yellow in the hair, or the fade's not right, or, but then we get the clients that just like, they come in and they have the most inspiring hair and also their personalities. And for me, I kind of really get inspired by people's personalities and the way they are themselves, and also the hair texture as well. So now, like I said, I'm just going to continue. See, there's only maybe just a small wee bit right here. Here we go.
Jen was asking how two questions actually. One, how long is the hair on the top? What would you say, about 10 centimeters?
Yeah. I'm not, you're asking, I'm not very good with centimeters. I do apologize. I know like half centimeter, so I don't know what, I'm American, so I'm still confused with the whole centimeter. Once, yeah, yeah, probably about, yeah, around that, Jen.
And then, is your top going to be blended with the sides, or is it disconnected?
It's going to remain disconnected. Because you'll see when I style it, you're going to see that what's great about it is it's just like it's going to look still, it's going to all fall together in a beautiful way. So what I'm now going to do is that I will, okay, I'm now going to go back in. I'm going to just loosen up the top panel. So now the way I'm going to do it, because of the curl, I'm going to hold it from the top, and I'm just going to go a little notch cutting underneath just to loosen that up here. Now, the reason why I do that is because instead of trying to do it over my fingers where the hair will curl and I might take length off, I'm actually just going to be working the opposite. So keeping that nice and tight, and then doot, doot, and you could go up and down, up and down. And it's a great way just to really kind of give texture to curly hair. Still working with over direction back. And like I said, this can go either man or woman, whatever, you know. We could have kept the top even longer, you know. I mean, it's the choice is yours, really. Um, you just have like, there's no, you know, it's just about having fun with hair, you know, knowing the techniques, knowing about shapes, and knowing about hair texture and density, and you'll be fine. So, but the thing is, it's like throughout all my years, I've just made so many mistakes, you know, and that's how what happened was I learned from them, learning from my mistakes, and you know, to help improve my skills, but at the same time to be able to teach my students better, and also for my clients. Not that I really do clients anymore, but for them to have such, I want them to have better hair, you know. So, ooh. Okay, so I'll now need to start to blow dry the hair. Now I'm going to be first using the pre-curl cream. So this is a great cream. It's like, it's not too greasy or anything, and I'm going to be applying it throughout the hair. And I really kind of just want to work. And you see, I'm going to put a little bit on the sides too, because I kind of want it like, I want a transition of how it's going to kind of really sort of kind of blend into the sides a little bit. Then I'm going to be using a curl enhancing spray, which is first blow the hair off of first. Okay, so this is the curl primer. So this is a great spray for like a refresher, or just to reactivate everything and just to work with the curls. They are not heavy products whatsoever, and so they're definitely not heavy products. So a lot of times what you can do, you can let's see, I just want to comb the products through using a wide tooth comb. I have my dog looking at me. He wants me to pick him up. So, oh, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to be using a diffuser. One of the key things is I don't want to touch it so much. Um, Once it's dry, then you'll see me manipulate it a little bit and to really kind of make it maybe just a little bit more bigger in the front. But I'm not going to be like touching it so much. I don't want to really disturb everything. So, yeah, but if you have any questions whatsoever, or if you want to see a free live video tutorial, it's in the link on the comment section for our new online course coming out in January. So yeah, so I will be coming to America for education next year. So you can contact us if you want us to visit your salon or your academies. You can contact us on our Instagram page, which is Sid Salton Academy. And yeah. It's coming along, so I do apologize. Usually, when you watch hair being diffused dried, it's like watching paint dry, so it may not be as exciting. But to me, I love seeing the way the shape is developing and forming. Do you guys use a diffuser much in your salons or barbershop? I mean, especially in England and Scotland, barbers starting to use the diffuser more, and they'll use a little bit of like sea salt spray, which they love. So it gives a really cool. We're starting to see a lot more texture, and embracing the texture in your client's hair. If you have any questions, please just drop them down in the comment section. And I should be doing another live video tutorial next, either Wednesday or Tuesday. I just have to double check. So if there's any type of haircut or anything you want me to cover, please let me know. So because I teach haircutting, barbering, wet shaving, beard designing, and also hair coloring. So please, if there's anything special you want to see, please let us know. All right. Beautiful model. Yeah, she is gorgeous. It's the Polish, So yeah, that it's all the good coffee she drinks. So. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to now just tilt her head to the side here, and you can pick this up here, like that. Just want this to be a little bit looser. Like I said, if you wanted to, you could really style this up like a pompadour. There's different ways you can try and style it. So, with styling hair, what's the worst going to happen? If it doesn't work, just shampoo it and start again. I know it's maybe not the best, but, at least it's a positive thing because you're learning from it. You're learning. And that's the thing is I've made so many mistakes in my career, but you know what? The best thing about it is like I learned from every single mistake. I wish I could say that in my personal life, but it's something that like you can really learn each time. I'm just gonna lift this up a little bit more here. From Poland, hey! Kabasa! That's the only Polish word I know. My mom would not be proud of me. Now, since it's pretty much almost all dried, I'm just kind of loosening it up without the diffuser. Just gonna go back and make sure there's any she has like this little bum fluff that I just want to make sure I'm getting rid of. These little blonde hairs.
Wolf father says I use that diffuse every day. I love it.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I think because it gives such a natural result.
Is it for like does it fit on all there?
Oh, that particular one does.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like a universal one. Um, it just depends on like what blow dryer you use. So sometimes like um, you might have like ones that like that come with the blow dryer. So or ones that only fit that blow dryer. I know that like I've used different brands like GHD blow dryers and so forth. So it's it kind of like all depends really. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of just fine tuning, and then just gonna put product over it, and just yeah, and you can see the finished result. So how's it looking, Jen? Yeah, I know it's kind of like a Superman curl or something. Like I really wish I had hair. No. But, oh, okay. Bald men are sexy. Only said by bald men. Okay, so this is just a very like non-aerosol hairspray. So I like using it a lot actually because it's not too stiff, and it just really just kind of helps hold the just gives that a little bit of texture to it. Just pull here, and it's great. You could use these products on men or women, and yeah. You can also use just that little bit of weight there. So hard without like facing a mirror and cutting hair. It's just well, I hope she likes it though. Oh, thank you so much. I guess my video camera lady is showing me in her phone right now. So okay, everyone. So as I'm finishing up here, just want to do a slight little recap. Now I had started the haircut working with almost like a teardrop type section for the disconnected panel. And then I had started in the back working with horizontal flat graduation, then going into vertical sections in the top from the occipital bone up to the crown, working through here. Then when I did the sides, working vertical sections, but I was tilting outwards like so. So that helps keep a little more strength in the perimeter. Then I worked all the way to the temple area. And then what happened was I just kind of just opened up the temple area with the point cutting and really with my scissors and just carving that temple area out. Then I repeat and I did the same thing on the opposite side. Now on the top, just to help with the overall length, I took horizontal sections across across the head like so. And when I got closer to the front, I over-directed back to maintain length. And then I went back in and I just did a little notch cutting just to help enhance that curl. So I hope you guys like this. Please just give us a thumbs up in the comment section. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But I've absolutely really enjoyed doing this. And a big shout out to everyone that was commenting, you know, Wolf Barbers, also the person from Sweden and person from Poland, you know, thank you so much, everyone.